everybody and welcome back to the United Stand. Today we have 5 De Jong alternatives, and the reason we have 5 De Jong alternatives is because Romano reported on the show that De Jong has got his stance still set on staying at Barcelona. He's part of Xavi's project, but Erik ten Hag still has De Jong as his top target, and the reason being is Manchester United need everything that this guy has, and a progressive number 8 that can partner Casemiro, that can play with Bruno Fernandes and can take Manchester United to the next level. We basically need everything that De Jong has, but in somebody else, because he wants to stay at Barcelona. So I've kind of gone on a scouting mission and I've found 5 midfielders that could fit the bill. All have pros and cons. You can decide whether they live up to the standard of De Jong, but let's get straight into it with my first pick, which is one of my favourable picks, and it is MATHEUS NUNES from Wolves. As you can see here, he is a ball-carrying midfielder. If you're looking for a Frenkie de Jong alternative, this guy is really kind of nearly perfect for that. There's a few things that he's not quite as good as De Jong at yet, but he is a little bit younger. He's 24 years old. He is also Premier League proven, which I think is a big thing nowadays. The Premier League is the best league in the world. You want to be proving it in that league, and he's doing that week in, week out. And what I really like about Nunes, if you move on to the stats behind me here, tackles 1 per 90, 1.65. He can tackle, he can do that defensive role, he can do that defensive work, but he also is a brilliant ball carrier. If you look at the way he carries the ball, progressive carries per 90, 2.28, he's in the elite region when you're looking at midfielders for progressing the ball up the pitch. He drops into the defence, he picks up the ball, and it's very hard to tackle him once he's got it. He can progress the ball all the way from the defensive line, all the way into the attacking third, and he usually does this with little problem as well. He's very press resistant. He doesn't get tackled too often. He's got very good technical ability to keep the ball at his feet. The only thing that I struggle with a little bit with Nunes is he doesn't always see the vision for the pass. His progressive passing isn't very great. If you look at his progressive passes here, it's not at the elite level that a lot of other midfielders are when we're looking at this list. Sometimes in games he likes to fade, and that can be a little bit of a problem, but he is still young, and if you're looking for someone to progress the ball up the pitch, he's a player that can definitely do this, and he's so comfortable on the ball, and that's exactly what Erik ten Hag wants. He wants a player that is comfortable on the ball and that isn't going to lose possession, and MATHEUS NUNES definitely doesn't do that too often. And I always look at these stats, touched in the defensive third and also in the attacking third in the penalty area. As you can see, the percentile he's got there, 64th and 82nd, is very, very good. You want someone who's elite in both boxes, who's elite at both ends of the pitch, especially if you're playing as a number 8, and he definitely does that. And the fact it's a little bit higher in the attacking third as well, I love that, because you want your number 8 for Manchester United to be getting involved in the penalty box, be contributing towards goals, but also be able to defend as well. And MATHEUS NUNES is very well-rounded, and I think he's been touted to go to Liverpool in the past. He's definitely on the cards to go for a top move because he's a midfielder with so much potential. Let's move on to the next player I've got, someone who's not quite as a high profile, but it's Enzo from Lorient, or Lorient, whichever you want to say it, in a French accent or a Mancunian one. He is a baller, and he's only really just come onto the scene recently, in my eyes anyway. I've not seen him too much up until now, I have to say. Jack Fawcett actually did a brilliant video on Twitter explaining how Lefebvre would be great for Manchester United and for Erik ten Hag, and I have to say, after researching him myself, I really do tend to agree. He is a guy that progresses in every single phase, the defensive third, the middle of the park, and also in the attacking third especially. Again, extremely press resistant, great with the ball at his feet, brilliant technically, progressive passes, 6.25. He can pass a ball, and he's brilliant at finding players, especially in the attacking third, and making them creative passes. Tackles 1 per 92, he's up there, he can tackle. That's actually one of the strengths to his game. He's a little bit like a wasp in a sense where he's got so much energy, he's got a great low centre of gravity, he gets the ball back very easily, especially in the attacking third. He presses, wins the ball back, you've got possession high up the pitch. That's exactly what Erik ten Hag wants out of a midfielder. He wants players that are going to intercept, win the ball and keep possession. He wants to play possession-based game, and Lefebvre is very, very strong at that. And you look at progressive carries per 90, 2.82, up in the elite as well. He doesn't often drop into the defensive third. He usually does play a little bit further forward, but he definitely can do it, and he progresses the ball from defensively back to front extremely well. He's got a quick turn of pace. He's technically very good. I think he's someone that you definitely want to be taking to that next level, and he's definitely going to get snapped up by a bigger club sooner rather than later. Only a year left on his deal, only on, I think, just under £1,000 a week. this is a player that you could snap up and make into a top elite midfielder for Manchester United. And again, when you look at defensive touch in the penalty box and the attacking third, 87th, 64th, he's all over the pitch. He can do the defensive work, he can do the attacking work, and he's contributed to 9 goals so far this season as well. Exactly what you want from your number 8 for Manchester United. You need to be contributing in the attacking sense and also in the defensive sense, and this guy can do that. The only one thing I'd say is he doesn't usually play that deeper role. That could be something that maybe when you're looking at press resistance could be something he adapts to in the Premier League, but in the league that he's playing in now and for Lorient, he's doing very, very well at that. So I think he definitely can advance and progress, and he can definitely do that at Manchester United. A really top pick for me. Let's move on to my third player, which is the one and only Caicedo. He's probably the most expensive player in my pick, and he's 21 years old from Brighton. He is doing absolutely brilliantly. And I talk about a well-rounded player. This guy is extremely well-rounded. If you look at the stats behind me, again, just a few stats to back it up. He's probably the most well-rounded when it comes to the stats. Pass completion, 87.3% in the Premier League as well. Premier League proven, doing it at the elite level. De Zerbi trusts this player so much to drop in deep, play next to the goalkeeper, get the ball, progress it out from the back, and he barely loses it as well. He's so aggressive, but he's also so technically good. He's someone that Arsenal's been looking at, who are top of the league. He's someone that a lot of clubs are definitely going to be looking at, and Manchester United should be all over him. He has just signed a new deal. It's going to be expensive, but there's a reason for that. He is brilliant and so young as well. If only we would have got him for 2.5 mil and we're linked to him, eh? This is what the scouting network's for. But anyway, touches in the attacking third. Again, 63rd percentile, and then you look at the defensive touches, 73rd percentile. He's all over the park defensively and defensively. Progressive carries per 90 isn't his strongest suit, but he's so aggressive, and Brighton do tend to play that kind of one-touch football out from the back. I have watched him, he can do it, and sometimes the stats don't say everything. You have to do the eye test as well, and Caicedo can get forward, he can pass the ball, and he can progress the ball up the pitch. I've seen him do it with my own eyes in the Premier League, and against Liverpool he was superb, playing just dropping in to the goalkeeper, picking up the ball and driving through Liverpool's midfield. You're doing it against one of the top teams in the Premier League, you can definitely do it for one of the elite teams in the Premier League if you're bossing them in their own park as well. So I think Caicedo would be a brilliant buy for Manchester United, and he's someone that we should definitely look at. Energetic, quick, young, strong, bosses the midfield for Brighton, who are doing very well and have a great selection of technical players, something that we should be all over. My next shout here is CHIECK DECOURE. He's one that might throw a few people off. I'm a very big fan of CHIECK DECOURE. Obviously came to Crystal Palace from Lille. Only just playing for Crystal Palace. He joined in the summer, but he's doing a brilliant job. This is a more defensive player, I would say, rather than the attacking player, and this is why maybe he wouldn't be the absolute number 8 we should go for, but he definitely is someone we should consider. And if you look behind me again, tackles 1 per 90, 1.58. Interceptions, I put them up there because that is a really strong thing that could attract Erik ten Hag, the 1.94. Nearly 2 tackles per 90. Sorry, not 2 tackles, 2 interceptions. If you look at CHIECK DECOURE, he's constantly breaking up the play in the middle of the park, in the defensive third, in the offensive third. He presses players off the ball. He's really strong in the tackle. He wins possession back. Erik ten Hag wants our players, it's clear and obvious, to be winning the ball back high up the field, gaining possession and keeping a possession-based game. CHIECK DECOURE could be brilliant at doing this in the midfield. The only thing I would say is it kind of doing Casemiro's role. I'd say CHIECK DECOURE is definitely more box-to-box than Casemiro, but Casemiro's so good. Do you really need someone who's this defensively strong next to him? That's a decision that you guys would have to make. And you look at the touches there, you can see he's more of a defensive player, the 74th percentile in the defensive area, and you look at the 21st percentile in the attacking third. Progressive carries per 90 isn't really of the elite standard either, but you've got to look at the team he's playing in at Crystal Palace. They're not the most attacking side. I think they've scored one of the fewest amount of goals in the Premier League this season. He's not played an attacking side, which can kind of bring the stats down. I look at him, he's powerful, he's energetic, he's quick, he's really strong, he's great on the ball, and his interceptions are crucial. He's a player that I've watched over the course of the season. I've spotted him out. I think he's a great player, so he's definitely someone to consider. Moving on to my last and final pick, which is one of our own, but he's only on loan, so whether he could be alternative, I mean, decide in the comments, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts. It's MARCEL SABITZER. I've got to say, first and foremost, I love this guy. I really, really do. You look at his hair, you look at everything about him, his hair, and you look at his physical presence. I just dying to see him play next to Casemiro more often. We've not seen it enough. Do I think he's a direct De Jong alternative? No. He doesn't progress the ball out from the back. He's not a ball progressor. We need a ball progressor. Everyone's saying, sign Sabitzer instead of De Jong. I would love to sign Sabitzer. I hope we do. I think for 20, 30 million, it's a great buy, but not in replacement of De Jong, in my opinion, just because he's got so many good attributes. He can play with his left, he can play with his right. He's so technically good on the ball. His passing is amazing. He's energetic, his tackling's brilliant, but he's not the type to drop into the defence and carry the ball up the pitch. And that's what Erik ten Hag wants, and that's why De Jong is his top target. So if you look again, 2 tackles, 1 per 90, he's up there with the likes of Lafay. His tackling is brilliant. I feel like that guy from the Southampton game, if anyone saw it, the guy that got videoed, he wins that ball so much. He wins the ball so much when he's on the pitch. He honestly does. And usually when he wins it, left foot, right foot, it's a brilliant pass cutting through the lines and putting in a player. I mean, I remember he won the ball. I can't remember what game it was in, but he won the ball, crossed it over to Shaw, who then put it back in for Rashford. It was a brilliant team goal, and it all came from Sabitzer for winning the ball back and playing an excellent pass. It's definitely something we should be signing him up. 100%. I think we should be signing him. But we also, I wouldn't be comfortable signing just him. We need to sign somebody else as well, I feel like, to play the number 8, who's more of a ball carrier and someone who's going to progress the ball up the pitch. You look at his progressive carries per 90, again, it's not of the standard of the like of Lafay and MATHEUS NUNES, a Caicedo. It's not quite at that standard, but he's not that type of player. Touches in the defensive penalty area, 59th percentile. Touches in the attacking third, 82nd percentile. Again, you look at that, he's more of an attacking kind of player, which really does work well with Casemiro, actually, when you're thinking about it, because of how good Casemiro is. But he is a player that can do the defensive work as well. We were talking about it. When you look at Eriksen, he's also not a ball progressor. He's someone that's very good at passing. He's someone who can get into the right places. He anticipates play very well. But he's not really got the energy and he's not got the aggression the way that Sabitzer does. Sabitzer is so aggressive, he's so energetic, and he can pass the ball brilliantly, and his shots are great, his set pieces are amazing. He's someone that can definitely step up and play first-team football in that midfield with Casemiro and Bruno. But when you're looking at a direct De Jong alternative, he's not someone I would say fits that bill. For me personally, to fit the kind of profile of a De Jong, I would be looking at Enzo Lafay, I would be looking at MATHEUS NUNES, I'd be looking at a Caicedo. But I think these are all brilliant options that Manchester United should definitely be looking into. But get in the comments down below. Did I miss anybody out? Jude Bellingham? Maybe. I mean, depends how good we do this season. I mean, I'm dreaming there. But get in the comments down below who maybe you'd like a video in more depth. Who are you excited to see us linked to in the summer? Who would you get in as a De Jong replacement? And as always, thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.